of people ask us about our building. It's one of the oldest buildings in Mountain Home, and it's the largest, oldest structure in Baxter County. It is the girls' dormitory of the Mountain Home Baptist College. The college started in 1891, and we're on the corner of 10 acres that was the original campus. The college building to the north has been torn down. There's the classrooms and gymnasium. And our building here was the girls' dorm, and they also taught music, and the dean and his family lived in the building. We're going to go inside and show you some more of the old photos and history on the college. Now that we're inside, I want to show you some of the pictures. These are some early pictures of the building, and the picture we're looking at here has been blown up and was used during our centennial in 1988. This picture shows the building, the front part where we came in, and then the balcony where I was at. And it shows a third floor with a mansard roof that's no longer here. That was taken down in the 1950s, and the wings of the building were added in the 1920s. At one time there were 66 women plus the dean and his family living in the building, and they also taught music in the lobby, which is downstairs. To my right over here is another photo that's prior to 1920 with a gentleman on his horse. We still have the building out back that we've just redone where his head is, and that was the industrial building. That would be like their shop class. And then to the north of the building, you can barely see the edge of the old main building, which was the brick building. And again, that building was torn down in the 1960s. This building is still approximately 8,000 square feet without the third floor, and it also has a basement that we're not counting, and we still have 2 acres of the original 10-acre campus. It's really fitting that the new college is going to be just a few blocks south of here, and will still be on College Street. Since we'd been in our building in 1983 and moving our office from our location here in 1986, it has been a pleasure to work with the people. The alumni still meets annually, and several years they come and visit us after their regular meeting and are very pleased to come back to their old college, and I've heard so many stories. In fact, these pictures and everything in this case has come out of people's attics since 1986. In 1988, we were co-chairman of the Centennial for Mountain Home, and we registered this building and 38 other and put on the Mountain Home Register. So when you're visiting the town, if you're interested in the older buildings, we have a tour, and we are also adding other properties to it. But this down at the end of the street is the Casey House that was built in 1858 and still in its same location at the fairgrounds. This building, since it's been used as a girls' dormitory, has gone through other changes. When the lakes were being built, the building here was called the Morton Hotel after Dean Morton, and it was a place where a lot of the construction workers lived and stayed while they were working on the dam. There's been 3 church organizations that have met here, and then it was apartments before we purchased it and started converting it into offices and apartments and a tea room. This photo was taken in the early 1960s at our location on the county square where we were at for 25 years. In the photo is my father and my mother. My brother Fred Blackburn was the youngest real estate salesman in Arkansas in 1962 and is still active in our firm.
At the time we came down, the public square was paved in Mountain Home, and the road to Cotter, which was US 62 highway, to the bridge. But after you left the city, you knew just where you were, because the rocks weren't really gravel, they were little rocks. We warned our guests in our folders that they were coming into a rugged but beautiful country, and to be prepared. Therefore, they were very careful. When they came down here, they stayed with us until they left, because the road was very tortuous and bad. And therefore we served them with fishing license, everything. We ran errands for them. We did everything we could because it was a small resort, and personal service made up for the lack of some of the conveniences. Only 500 people in Mountain Home when we came. So you can imagine that even though it was a county seat, it was still a beautiful, untouched little hill town, and that was part of the fascination.